Russian Hill is not just holding up, it's getting more aggressive. Over the last 3 months, the over-ask rate jumped to 39% from just 27% across the longer time frame. That's not a noise, that's a different market mood. From here, my AI team takes over to show what that means in real money.
What the current market shows, first, is selectivity. Russian Hill is not repricing upward in a clean, straight line. In the short-term window, median sell price came in at $1,400,000 against $1,450,000 across the full period. On the surface, that sounds softer, but execution improved. Median days on market fell to 46 from 52, and the over-ask rate climbed to 39.1 from 27.8. Same neighborhood, different behavior. What you are seeing is not broad acceleration. It is tighter competition in the part of the market where buyers still move with conviction. Andrew has the pressure points.
The seller-side pressure point is price discipline. In Russian Hill, only 21.1% of closed sales took an intra-period price cut. Those listings had a median days on market of 111 and a median outcome of 8.9%, below the original ask. Listings that held price landed at 0 relative to original ask and moved in 45 days. That is not a close call. That is a market preference stated numerically. The second pressure point is price tier. The most competitive band was not the trophy tier. It was $1 million to $1.5 million, where the over-ask rate reached 35.9%. The $2.5 million and up tier dropped to 16.5%, with median days on market of 94.5, nearly twice as slow. These tier figures are drawn from a total pool of 23 transactions, so they are directional reads, not statistically definitive. The pattern is clear enough to act on, but not precise enough to treat as fixed benchmarks. Russian Hill still clears deals at the top, but the middle is where the bidding lives. Alejandro has the ground-level read on what that feels like.
And that split feels exactly like Russian Hill feels from the inside. The middle of the market is not the comfortable lane. It is the crowded lane. The one where buyers arrive with urgency, caffeine, and a spreadsheet. The luxury end is different. Beautiful, expensive, patient. Sometimes very patient. Russian Hill has enough confidence to let a $5 million listing sit there and contemplate its options. The relisting data makes that even clearer. Chronic relists have been cycling for a median of 699 days. That is not inventory. That is hope with carrying costs. The stale inventory is where the negotiating air still exists. And buyers who mistake that for a neighborhood-wide discount are about to learn an expensive distinction. Now the buyer read. Russian Hill is not one market. It is at least two. Fast deals are much more likely to clear above ask. Once a listing moves past 90 days, both over-ask incidents and pricing performance weaken materially. That means timing is not a background variable here. Timing is the pricing variable. The same pattern shows up in relists. First-time listings closed with a median outcome of negative 0.2% relative to ask, and a median days on market of 49.5. Relisted properties slipped to negative 2.8%, with median days on market of 67.5 and a median total discount from first ask of 12%. Sellers apparently needed the data to confirm what the silence was already saying. If you are running this calculation right now, tell us in the comments. What matters more to you in Russian Hill? Speed in the middle of the market or leverage at the top? We want to know how buyers are actually doing the math. Subscribe so you catch the next community breakdown before you narrow your search. Andrew has the near-term call.
The near-term call is straightforward. Over the next 6 months, buyers still have leverage, but not everywhere. They have it in stale inventory, relisted inventory, and especially at the top end, where the market remains slower and more negotiable. Sellers still have an edge in the middle when pricing is correct on day one. Wait too long as a buyer, and you risk running into the band where competition is strongest. Wait too long as a seller, and you risk entering the cut and relist cycle where Russian Hill gets expensive in all the wrong ways. Vladimir has the close.
Everything you just heard, the timing split, the pricing penalties, the negotiation map, this is the kind of analysis Big Data Realty runs before a client ever writes an offer. Our network of trusted local realtors works every aspect of the transaction backed by this kind of market intelligence. If you want to talk through the numbers on your specific deal, reach out. We can dig into the data together. Russian Hill is still one hill. It just happens to be running two different markets on it at the same time. Big Data Realty. We run the numbers. You make the call.